I actually remember a lot. I was 11, and I remember the build-up to it. I remember that everybody watched it. All of my friends, my family. It was a huge deal. There were only 3 channels that we watched, so there were a lot of choices. But I also remember, specifically, I remember that Bobby Riggs was this crazy, funny showman that I don't really think anyone took too seriously. And all of that big talk and all of the terrible things that he was saying about women, I think most people acknowledged and knew that it was a joke. It was, if not a joke, he didn't. You know, he was doing it to get under people's skins, ruffle some feathers, and generate interest. And I think clearly he did that. I watched a lot of clips. I watched, it was a really interesting 60 Minutes interview with him that was very revealing on a more personal level. And I spent a lot of time with his coach, Lorne Cool, and we practiced together, and he gave me a lot of insight into Bobby's life. There's a scene in the movie that I play tennis dressed as Little Bo Peep, and he decided to get all of these sheep out on the court to add to the flavor of the whole thing for this photo op. But I don't think they realized that sheep eat, and you know, there is another, they have to relieve themselves. So the court was covered in sheep poop. And so that scene actually took a long time to film because people had to run out on the court and getting the, yeah, so. She is a force of nature. She's, just talking to my wife about her today, that, you know, obviously she's this icon and so revered and so important culturally, but you spend time with her, she's just one of these people that just makes other people feel special and important. And she really, when she talks to you, she really engages you and looks at you and invites you into her world. And there's something very special about that. She knows who she is. You know, I think she understands the impact she's had on people's lives. And but in a really self-deprecating, generous way, she invites people in. It's odd. It's sadly relevant. I guess that's the way I look at it. It shouldn't be as relevant. This movie should be a period piece, but it's not. I read one review that said my wig was terrible. I didn't have a wig on. I don't know what they saw. I grew my hair for a long time, and I actually used the same dye. Bobby dyed his hair, but he didn't dye his sideburns for some reason. So he had this kind of brownish reddish hair and these gray sideburns. So I got all dyed, and I have my big gray sideburns, my chops that I grew myself. Yeah. And then my wife and my kids all went on vacation together. And they didn't want to be seen with me. I'm walking around with this weird, with this bad wig. Yeah. Yeah, my wife was not feeling particularly amorous with me during that period of time. I need to watch what I'm doing in terms of roles that I'm taking, because, you know, complete turnoff. She's just one of those actors that seems effortless. She doesn't ever seem to be working too hard. She's not the person who goes into the corner and, you know, scrunches her face up and tries to, you know, become or transform and don't talk to me and I'm in my zone. And she's exactly as you would think she'd be. She's the nicest person in the world. And when the camera goes on, it just flows out of her, and it's effortless, and you don't ever see her acting. And, you know, she's a joy.